I'm gonna start with this. Pavlich gets called up by Winnipeg, and I'm kind of hoping that he gets some games in. Winnipeg's got to do something. I have to do it now. So you might as well go back to Pavlich and see if he can get something going. He's had hot streaks before. Dallas wins a game in New York that they probably shouldn't have. Anytime you allow 6 goals, you shouldn't win. And when you're up 7-2, seriously, 7-6, my God. But the big news right now, trade deadline's coming up, and March 1st is going to arrive soon enough. So TSN's got a list of the hottest trade commodities. And what this means is these are the guys who aren't going to get traded. And I'm just going to go through them quickly here. Matt Duchene's number 1 on the list. I don't think Duchene gets traded. I think Joe Sakic knows what he's got in Duchene. I think he's going to ask a king's ransom, and nobody's going to pay it. $6 million left for the next 2 years, 25 points, 37 games. I don't think they're going to give up what he wants for it. Number 2 on the list is Martin Hanzal, and I'm not sure why Martin Hanzal's number 2. He's UFA. He's got a no-trade clause. He only has 15 points in 37 games, and he's mostly invisible when I watch Arizona play. Number 3 is Thomas Vanek. He'd be a rental, $2.6 million, 30 points in 33 games. Vanek's actually playing relatively well. If Detroit wants to make a run, if Detroit thinks that they're going to eke their way into the playoffs, they need Vanek. They do. Number 4 on the list is Matthew Perreault of Winnipeg. This depends on whether or not Winnipeg wants to rebuild. Or, hey, how about the fact that Perreault's got 4 goals in 33 games, and he has 4 years left at $4.13 million a season, and his cap hit is $3 million. I don't think he moves. I don't think Matthew Perreault's going anywhere. 4 years left in his contract. I don't see anybody taking that on. He's 29 years old. He's shown some severe decline this year. Only 4 goals. I just don't see anybody taking it on. Number 5 on the list is Gabriel Landeskog. 14 points in 31 games. 4 years left on his contract that pays him $5.57 million a year. Somebody will take a shot at this. I think Landeskog is far more likely to move than Duchene. I think he can be had for a little less. And I think being 2 years younger than Duchene, I think the romantic idea of we might be able to make him a star yet is going to be there for somebody. I could see in Arizona somebody like that taking around him. I know Arizona's rebuilding too, but Landeskog at 24 is still young enough to be part of a rebuild and old enough to be considered a veteran at this stage. He kind of fits anybody's needs. But at 4 years left with $5.57 million, he has to go to a team that isn't going to worry about losing him as a free agent. Stupid. Stop. 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 Just stop. Stop. No, stop. Cannot believe that started playing. Sorry. Through your toughest stuck on. No, stop. Ugh. Hate auto-loading commercials. All right. Number 6 on the list is Radim Vrbata. Hi, sweetie. I'm doing a video right now. I know, I love you too. Vrbata has 28 points in 43 games, $1.5 million. He's a UFA this summer. He has easily been Arizona's best forward. Verbata's looked fantastic in Arizona, but here's the thing. I honestly don't think that in a secondary role with another team he's going to thrive. He has no pressure in Arizona. There's none. So I think that's why he's doing as well as he is. He's a decent enough player, but I just don't know where he goes or for what. Number 7 on the list is Jordan Eberle. He has 2 years left at $6 million on his contract. He has 8 goals in 46 games. I don't know who takes him, and I don't know why Edmonton would trade him. It's one of those odd names on here. I'm not sure why Edmonton would even try to get rid of Eberle because his trade value is low right now. Kevin Shattenkirk's number 8 on the list. $4.25 million. He's UFA. 28 points in 44 games. I'm calling it now. All right. St. Louis is losing right now to Ottawa. They desperately need to win. They need to make the playoffs. They need Shattenkirk. I don't think Shattenkirk's going anywhere. I think they're going to just roll with the punches, and if they lose him as UFA, they lose him as UFA. Number 9 on the list is Ondrej Pavelec, $3.9 million. He's UFA this summer. I don't think he moves unless they play him now and they play him 5 or 6 games and he plays really well. Number 10 is Jaro Halak. Well, you could have had him for free. He has 1 year left on his $4.5 million contract, and I think that makes him unmovable. Brian Gionta, $4.25 million, no trade clause, but he's UFA, and he's looked decent lately. I think Gionta could be a very, very good rental. I think Gionta could be a really solid rental for somebody. Curtis Lazar's number 12. I'm not sure why. He has no points, 21 games. He's RFA at the end of this year, and I don't think he's very good. Number 13 is Ben Bishop. Boy, remember when Bishop was like top of this list? His .910 save percentage hurts. He's UFA at the end of this year, $5.95 million a year. I don't know who takes Bishop right now. Steve Mason is number 14 on this list. $4.1 million he makes. He's UFA this summer, and he has an .897 save percentage. Ouch. If you take out that 10-game winning streak and his stats during that, he is brutal. So he had a really good hot streak. It reminds me of Brian Boucher. Brian Boucher would have hot streaks and then just go ice cold. And Steve Mason has that same thing. And Boucher, also in Philly, would look like a starter for a while and then would just fall apart. Number 15 on the list is Drew Stafford out of Winnipeg. He's only got 11 points in 32 games. He's UFA, $4.35 million. Somebody's going to take a shot at him at the deadline. Stafford has the ability. He's only 31. He definitely has that. Alex Burrows, 16 points in 39 games, $4.5 million. He has no trade clause. He'd have to waive that, and he doesn't seem like he wants to waive it. If he does, I don't know who wants to get him. I don't really know where Burrows fits. Number 17, and there's been a lot of talk about this, is Shane Doan, $3.8 million, no movement clause, UFA. He's got 12 points in 43 games, only 4 goals, but he makes a good rental option. Even at the age of 40, I think he has one good run left in him. But it's going to have to be a veteran team, and it's going to have to be a team that has the cap space to pick him up. So it's got to be a contender. I could see Chicago trying to finagle the cap so they can get him in there. I could see St. Louis being desperate and trying to get him in there. I could see Washington being a little desperate and trying to get him in there just to make that push to the Stanley Cup, especially in light of the fact that Pittsburgh still has their number. Number 18, and in a similar situation with a higher cap hit, 1 year younger, UFA this summer, Jerome McGinley with 11 points in 41 games. Calgary's the obvious choice, and Calgary doesn't have a lot of cap space either, but it's the most obvious choice is for him to go home. Number 19 on the list is Marc-Andre Fleury. Yeah, I need to hit that. What is it with me hitting the wrong things tonight? Marc-Andre Fleury, 27 games, .904 save percentage. 2 years left at $5.75 million. That's going to be an issue. I don't know who takes him on. I really don't. It's going to be tricky. And James Van Riemsdyk, 41 games, 35 points. He's got 1 more year left at $4.25 million. I don't know why he's on this list. Toronto's in a playoff spot right now. I don't know why Van Riemsdyk. I don't know who you trade him for help on the blue line. Who you trade him to, who's willing to give away help on the blue line. I'm not sure. But I don't think Van Riemsdyk's going anywhere. I think with what the Leafs have going right now, I don't think Van Riemsdyk's going anywhere. They are committed to this rebuild and seeing it through, and he's got 1 more year left. And I think they'd rather risk losing him on the expansion draft than just trade him away with what they've put together over the last month and a half. So those are the top 20 picks. Now, the number of those picks that are going to be traded is probably 5 or 6. I honestly think this deadline is going to be slow. I think we're going to see a lot of nobodies getting moved. We're going to see a lot of prospects getting moved. We're going to see a lot of draft picks getting moved. This year's draft is considered weaker, so we're going to see first-round draft picks getting moved. Potential first-round draft picks. So here's a Ginla, and if you win the cup, we get your first-round draft pick. That kind of thing. And then if you don't win the cup, we get your second round, like what happened with Yager a few years back. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments below who you think is most likely to move. what you think they're going to get back for him. And like I said, that's kind of a lackluster list. But I am really surprised by the goaltenders. That Mason, Bishop, and Fleury are all probably available, and Halak and Pavlich. And the only one that I would argue is having a decent season. Bishop's decent. Fleury can be, but Matt Murray has really eclipsed him in net. So all these guys carry some stiff caps, and who's going to take on that cap space? Because the teams that have a lot of cap space, for the most part, are the rebuilders. So it'll be interesting to see what happens at the deadline. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you're just browsing through, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. I am done for now. I was asked, Mr. Haney, you asked me about streaming tonight. I got tons of other things I've been doing tonight. I will do a stream soon, and I know I've said that before, and I apologize. I almost did a stream today. I thought I was going to get in trouble at work. I didn't. I thought, you know, if I'm going to get called into an office and I'm going to get in trouble at work, maybe I should stream that. How much fun would that be? But it didn't happen, so I didn't have the chance. And I know I'd lose my job if I did that. So, no stream from work of me getting in trouble. And I didn't get in trouble. I'm good. I've never actually been in trouble at work. I've been there 8.5, almost 9 years, and I've never actually been reprimanded for anything. Pretty cool, actually. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all again tomorrow. Is there anything else I wanted to mention while I've got your attention tonight? So Ottawa holds on and wins. Colorado's beating Chicago right now, but they've got a whole period to blow that. Calgary's beating Florida right now, which is understandable. New Jersey beats Minnesota, so Minnesota blows the lead. You have to wonder, how long can Minnesota keep this up? Like, Minnesota has 17 wins in 19 games, and they've only lost in regulation. This is only the second time they've lost in regulation in 20 games. So, hi, kitty. Hello. She's like, what did you pick me up for? I was sleeping in your lap. It's not comfy for me. You don't care if it's comfy for me. She doesn't care if it's comfy for me. All right. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to y'all again tomorrow. Have a good night.